Hey everybody, Joe Christopher. It's been a while, um, but I wanted to again continue to talk through the kind of fear concept and how that restricts people and how it's affecting me personally. Hoping this may help somebody else out there. Um, as I've been talking at nauseum for a long time about this funnel that I've been building. Um, I've got it to the point where all I have to do is complete a video of my items. It's kind of interesting. As I'm talking to you guys, I got a gyroscope thing. I'll show you guys a picture of it here later. But it stabilizes it, so anywhere I'm talking, it's looking right at my face. So it's kind of cool. Um, and so this is kind of part of the fear. One of the things I have is it's not going to be right. It's not going to be right. And knowing that and letting that go into the universe and seeing what comes out of it is an interesting way of being able to. It's kind of weird too because I'm now looking at the camera as I'm talking instead of looking at my picture. So just kind of a weird concept. So I'm having fun here. Maybe it's not fun for some of you, but fun for me. So as I said when I did my stand-up, if you're the only person, you have to have one person that finds whatever the hell you're talking about funny, and then everything else takes care of itself. It may not be funny, and again, audience changes, so it really doesn't matter. You just put it out there. When you're being creative, it's okay to make mistakes and blunders and stuff, because I remember a chef. I don't remember which chef it was, but some of the greatest discoveries in the kitchen were by mistake. I wish I had an example of that. I gotta find one. So fear of this thing kind of getting out there. Obviously, the first fear to kind of get very particular. I think it's important instead of talking in generalities. For me, it's the fear of spending a whole bunch of money on something that's not successful. As I say that, the first thing that comes to my head is everything I'm doing is towards that success, because each time I do, I'm learning, I'm getting better. It's kind of like when you learn how to ride a bike, actually. This is a funny story. When I was young, when I was learning how to ride a bike, for those who don't recall, they have, or maybe they still do, they have the foot brake and then they have the hand brake, right? And for whatever reason, I cannot figure out, as I was riding, my dad would run alongside me to make sure I was safe and didn't run into stuff, right? And make sure I didn't fall, first of all. So he's running. And I couldn't figure out the foot brake. And I literally, to stop, I would do one of two things. Reluctantly get caught in the brake and just either run into a curb, and a lot of times flip, or I would just fall off the bike. And I remember there was this one time I was going into an intersection. I thought I had the brake down, and I just freaked out. And I remember my dad, thank God, ran up and grabbed me, and I went flying off of the bike instead of in the intersection. But the whole thing of the fear of getting better each time, right? Is the fact that you internalize those things that you are working on, and those small micro changes are really the key to success. And the one last quick story, and then I'll let you guys go. So I was on a call with my ad agency team, and she was going over my Facebook ad. And again, it was the first time I was really kind of doing Facebook with actual feedback from somebody. And when I got on, she walked through it, and one very simple thing. I had it. It was a video. It's a video ad. I had it set as a video views, video clicks. And she's, no, let's change that. Let's click it into traffic. So something as small as that, I could have spent, $20, $30, $40, and it wouldn't have worked. So that that just that so now I learn that, now I understand it. Now if I just learned it in a video watching somebody else do it, and I did watch somebody do it, it's not the same, because I personally was thinking through the problem set, right? Thinking through, well, why would I make it a video versus a traffic? And then even to go another level further, when I was in the actual targeting, my target audience is a very specific, and it's not something that shows up in Facebook. It has to do around a specific disease. And I don't want to call out this specific disease because it's not, I don't want to get into any regulation issues with Facebook, because they're very sensitive to those type of things. So I was trying to figure out, well, how do you target specific interests? And then there's a way to narrow the search down. And I started in the US, and I'm down to like 3 million. So I've got a broad search, but specific, with a bunch of other categories in there. So just those two things alone, now I know for the next time when I go in and build out a funnel, it's and an ad, it's okay. And I realize one of the things I'm going to start doing actually is just do the inverse. Find out what Facebook targets specifically and narrowly, and go from there. And it's just kind of a fun process, because the creativity piece, going back to that part, it's going to be messy. And sometimes I think the biggest breakthroughs happen when things get a little messy and things aren't exactly perfect. And I think people are more inclined nowadays to look at people and realize, like all the stock ads, in the past, they've been perfect and shiny and, hey guys, what's up? Instead of living in the real life. And I think that's why a lot of the reality TV shows, even though they're not truly reality TV shows, are so popular these days, because people like to see people messing up. People like to see human as opposed to canned or processed. So again, hope this was helpful for somebody, and hopefully this bettered somebody's life. And look forward to hearing your feedback in the links below. Please subscribe and like to my channel. I'd super appreciate it. And if there's anybody that you think would benefit from this, forward this video to them. Thanks. Bye-bye.